So you're aware we have just gone live on Twitch, so that was the very first thing that's been said.
Fucking hell!
Alright, let's just double check that it is in fact running thing that's been said.
Fuck!
Yep.
Wanker.
And so you're aware, everything that we say from now on is going to be live and recorded.
You start with that before you press the button.
I was just about to press it and say. Alright. Right, so tonight we're going to be watching a scrim between Cannon Fodder and Feline Lucky, as you can see on your screen there, with Bullet playing for Cannon Fodder. So everyone who's ever heard me cast the game that involves Bullet knows that I am quite fond of him, because he's really quite good. And Feline Lucky, they're sorry, just reading that message. They are in the process of rebuilding a team. So they've been doing good work. They've been getting their team together, get it sorted, doing all right. The last time we saw them play, they didn't win, but they showed a lot of potential, and a lot of it came down to teamwork. So it's going to be fun to watch, see what they've been doing in the intervening time. I'm joined tonight, by the way, I am Wonder Source. I am joined tonight by Cookie, a friend of mine.
Hello, guys.
I don't think there's anyone actually watching yet, but you know, they might be listening back to this later. Cookie hasn't really done any casting and has no intention of doing any casting, but he's a IRL friend of mine. And as I didn't have anyone to cast with, I thought rather than just speaking to myself and trying to make conversation with myself, it would be a little bit better to have a real-life person to talk to.
Friend is a bit strong, but yeah, I know him.
Yeah, sorry, casual acquaintance.
Friends with benefits. Casually.
Just don't let Charlotte know. One of the things I definitely need to do is I need to turn the sound of the game down a little bit. Let's turn the music. Let's turn that down. Let's turn that down. Yes. What? Who knows? Sorry about that. My missus was just shouting up to me. I don't know what about, but yeah. All right. Let's get into this thing. So, Lijiang Tower, and we've got Night Market first. What do you like to see on Night Market in your games, Cookie?
I like seeing everybody going offside. I like people dominating the centre ground. I am fed up of games of DPS, tanks, not getting in there, just shooting into the point and not really remembering what the point of this is.
Yeah, and this particular map's been seeing a lot of goats in competitive play and in scrimmages lately, because goats is so very strong here. There's not a huge amount of sight ground, long sight lines to make Widowmaker worthwhile. But something that Feline Lucky, Cannon Fodder, sorry, like running on this particular map is a May Doomfist combination. Which, to Cookie, who's not seen this before, sounds a little bit odd, but the idea is
very odd.
They just break off one person and then punch him to death against an ice wall, and then just work from there.
Yeah. What I find even odder is how they use goats on this as well.
Why's that?
Because goats are an animal.
True.
I don't know what it is.
But we are not seeing goats out from either side. We are seeing the Mei Doomfist strat, and we're also seeing Pharah and McCree come out. This is the new Pharah, of course, because we're on live. So,
See, I like. It's a very good start. Both teams straight onto the point.
But Seadog is purple. That's going to be a lot of issue because he can't receive any healing there. Dio took out Swoon in the meantime. And this is going pretty back and forth, actually, because both teams, although healer down, George goes down. Oh, with that anti-nade, that's going to be the end of Fish, which it was. And then Rusty finishes it off there. So that was a typical example of what happens when your main tank goes down straight away, because without him there wasn't a lot they could do. We have seen Swoon switch off of the McCree, obviously preferring some more burst damage from that Reaper, especially if it's going to be played up close and personal. Then he wants to be able to just smash those tanks as quick as possible. And especially Reaper's good against the Mei, because he can just Wraith form out things when going gets tough. But a hammer goes down, nothing gets got. Swoon gets taken out straight away by a Dio. Just recently gets shot out of the hair by not out of the air by Nota Hanzo, and that fight was over before it even really got a chance to start. So you see in there the benefit of the Mei Doomfist combo, because Mei broke off most of the team from them, and in that intervening second and a half where no one was supporting anyone, Doomfist just came in, instantly took out Swoon, and enabled the rest of the team to just annihilate. I didn't even catch who it was on the other side of the wall with Swoon before they were dead. So what are you thinking so far from this? What do Feline Lucky need to do to try and end this? As the nano boost comes out onto Rusty.
Seadog needs to stop dying.
Yep.
That is all of their problems with one player. It's first time down every fight.
Yeah, Cat's gone for the risky res and has got it off, but then been frozen, and Seadog elects to try and swing for George rather than putting his shield up to protect him from a headshot there. Shatter goes down, and it does get a lot of people, but unfortunately just recently wasn't able to finish it off. He did take down Bullet with that barrage, and the point is being flipped while we talk, but out comes the Shatter, and there's everyone down, and Rusty just probably got himself player of the game right there with that. And at 95%, I'll be shocked if anyone can make this back here on time. The Mercy came in there on the side, but George did manage to stop it, and that's it over. Nothing sadder than seeing a Winston drop onto the point just after it's been lost. Like, oh, if you're half a second quicker, mate, you might have been able to do something. So, now, what are we seeing coming out? So, Millpool's switched off of the Brigitte that she was playing in that last game, and has moved across to her patented Diva, with Dio going over to the Genji. Bullet staying on the Lucio, and George has gone across their full dive. And the same comp that they died on, they're switching up, staying on here, Feline Lucky. Fish coming out with his Diva, so we'll see how he fares up against the ever-fantastic Millpool. And straight away, Dio goes down. That was great focus fire as the crash landing comes in. Bullet gets knocked off the edge, but he's trying to dance around away. Rusty takes down Seadog, while just recently he was being completely uncontested, because as long as he doesn't stay on the ground like he was just there, no one's going to be able to touch him here. It's going to be entirely down to Millpool getting up in the sky and doing something about it. But he does stay on the ground, and Swoon is able to take him out. Not Swoon, George. Swoon just took out George, which is what got me confused there. So, what are we thinking after that? Cookie?
I was thinking what just recently was doing. I still don't know. Don't know what they wanted to achieve.
Yeah, interesting thing. Not a Hanzo just blinked back out, and George gets very lucky with Cat not being able to get away from that pulse bomb that didn't stick. And Fish does well, takes down Bullet and Millpool demect. But Rusty's doing some serious work here as he puts down 3 in that last fight, as he's now jumping across and trying to take out Just Recently, who was inside of the center building. I was going to say center console then, but no, center building pagoda, that's the word I was looking for. Not really where you want to be as Pharah. The problem with Pharah on this particular map is she's great when you have the point, but as soon as it's lost, the defending team can just drop in to the pagoda and just completely dive out of the way of the damage. So let's see what they're able to do here. They are contesting the point here as Swoon and the rest of the teams come around. Oh, Swoon, lovely! Takes down Dio straight away. George somehow gets just recently there as Sea-Dog goes mental on the Angry Monkey. Cat reses just recently, so he's back up and Barrage comes out. Doesn't manage to achieve a lot, but Rusty takes down Cat. Outforced the Primal Rage. Swoon gets taken down there as Sea-Dog gets exploded by Millpool there, doing great work. Not a Hanzo takes down just recently. Just recently means to concentrate on staying higher up in the air here because he shouldn't be getting taken out by a Moira. As Random Shadow managed to dance around the point there until the end. But unfortunately, the rest of his team was dead. Now, Swoon has moved across off of the La Tracer and moved to the McCree, with just recently moving on to a Soldier. Do you think these changes are going to have a big impact here? As Sound Barrier comes out, no response from Cookie there. Millpool does get stunned there while she's DMX'd, but there wasn't able to be any completion on it. Fish takes a big chunk of damage there as Dio and Rusty take out Swoon and Cat. And this is a bit of a brawl here with no healers now. They just want to get out of there. All they're giving over is percentage points and ult percentage. As just recently goes on a one-man mission for the point. I don't know what the point was there because that wouldn't have been enough to push it to overtime. Cat just touches it in time. Swoon takes down Thing. And Dio gets his blade out. He is cutting away at the very angry monkey there. That's a well-timed work from Sea-Dog. But it's a little too late as Fish goes down as well there. And just recently gets almost close enough to touch the point. But gets body blocked and then annihilated before he can do anything. Ouch! That was a brutal map. I believe what they'll be doing here is playing a best of 5 so that they can guarantee that they're getting all 3 maps for the scrim. But what are your thoughts after that, Cookie?
I don't know. I don't know enough to comment. It was hectic. A lot of the time I didn't know what was happening. Certainly some really good moves from Swoon, who I believe was playing Tracer. Other than that, yeah, just too fast to track. A lot more respect for you casters now.
Well, you know, it's you're only a gold, so you struggle to keep up with these sort of things, don't you?
Yes. I struggle to keep up with many things in life.
Okay, that ice wall even blocked me off from showing the camera going through there. And,
hang on, I'm a platinum, by the way, just to clear that up.
No one cares, Cookie. Millpool's taken out straight away there, and it's nice to see Cannon Fodder getting the other end of this, because it's normally them with the Maywalls causing issues to the team. But they are blocking things off and holding at the doorway here, as they've just got someone in the back taking care of the point, not a Hanzo. But Sea-Dog abandoned his team there. That wasn't really a very good idea. You want to keep your Ryan at either the back end of the team. Now, Cannon Fodder are cutting through them like a hot knife through butter. The problem with this Goats comp here is once you've got a bit of momentum and a bit of space, and you can focus fire on one particular person like they did, then it's completely annihilated Cannon Fodder. But that charge comes in and doesn't manage to get anything from Rusty. The EU All-Stars main tank. And 2 frozen on the side there as Swoon comes out with that Death Blossom, but unfortunately wasn't able to get anything with it. As Not a Hanzo managed to keep him up, and Rusty took him down with a well-timed fire strike. Ult economy wise, so they've now got nothing to really combo with a Graviton Surge from Fish, which is getting very close to, but they've got to be careful because George has got his, and they've got Millpool on side to allow them to stop that. But Sea-Dog goes down straight away, and without him, that Shatter goes uncontested and puts down 3 out of 4, which the rest of the team just handily cleaned up. And with that ult, they've just won that fight. And that 50%, they just not just recently, feeling lucky, are going to have to pull out something pretty good to try and stop this. Although they have got 4 ults. So, straight away coming out with a shatter. George blocks it. Charge comes in and gets nothing. Oh, Graviton self-destructs. Stuff going everywhere. Millpool, lovely, getting 2 there. Swoon is doing his best to try and pull this back from the brink. Just recently gets taken down as Swoon dives off the edge to save his dignity, but Bullet won't even let him have dignity in death. Cat has managed to get away to the point and is pausing things, but there's not a lot of point in here because at 85%, that all he really did was separate himself from his team and delay them attacking for another 10 seconds. Which, when they're on 93%, they need to be getting in there now. They need to be going now, otherwise Sea Dog's going to have to charge like that, get blocked. Then that Graviton comes out. Touch the point, touch the point. They have just recently touched it. Excellent. Ooh, nice work. Millpool goes down as Sea Dog does as well, though. Graviton comes out. Shatter counters it, though. The bubble was just a little bit too late on him there. And Fish goes down as George does some serious heavy lifting here with that high charge Zarya. But they are managed to stay alive as, nope, I was about to say random hand shadow was managing to avoid things. Cat is just spinning around the sensor. Unfortunately, not a Hanzo was able to just auto lock him, and that wasn't able to achieve anything. But interesting to see Cannon Fodder have to flex, and really when the fight broke down, they did well to manage to get back from that, as this is when I was struggling to say Sound Barrier, Blizzard, Self-Destruct, and Coalescence. But yeah. Oh, 65% KP from Rusty. Lovely. Oh, and 72% average energy from George. That is fairly impressive over 3 rounds. What are you thinking though, Cookie? I love it when I put you on the spot like this, don't you?
I really do. I think Feeling Lucky weren't lucky at all. They got dominated in that last round. Was a little bit boring to watch.
So what did you not find interesting about that?
I like to watch. It'd be like watching a football match with only one team, to be honest. It's just there was no fight in them.
To be fair, they're a new team rebuilding, and Cannon Fodder are a very, very good team. So it's a bit unfair to say there's only one team. It's, you know, they're new to all this, and they're doing well. There are flashes of, yeah, there's flashes where their coordination goes really well, like that first engagement on Control Center at the start, where just recently timed his wall really well. I
mean, I liked on the last game how they all died at the same time. I thought that was good coordination.
Well, that's actually something you would prefer to have.
You don't want to stagger. I thought there was a bit of thought into that, so well done to Feeling Lucky.
Yeah, Swoon did take himself out of it. Cat, unfortunately, did delay them by that extra few seconds. If they'd had the Lucio for the start of that engagement, it could have been a different final fight, but unfortunately not. But we are seeing a lot of good coordination from Cannon Fodder, which we would expect because they've been playing with each other for quite a long time. You know, Dio and Son of Caesar, who was very... Oh no, of course he was quiet because he's just been switched in. It was Millpool that was in. Yeah, no, sorry. Dio and George, who were playing the primary DPS, were doing a lot of really, really good work. And as you saw from that kill participation from Rusty, because he was able to stay up so long because Bullet and not a Hanzo kept him alive for so long, he was just providing that big shield, providing displacement of a Rhinehammer, swinging through the middle of the fight. It was really good work.
I must have missed that part.
Rusty was playing for Cannon Fodder there. Just so you're aware, Cookie, the colours have now switched.
Thank you. Don't want any more full paths. Definitely not. I'm going to try and watch a bit more here. Learning, picking up things from you. So hopefully I can contribute a bit more this round.
Well, it's always the dream, but as ever with Overwatch and you tend not to contribute much.
You're not going to get any argument from me there. What I'm learning from this is I am playing Overwatch and I actually don't know what's going on. It makes me feel like I probably should find another game.
Well, it's been said a few times that you're not really achieving much by your play, but generally that's only when you're DPSing.
Oh, you've got to go there. It hurts.
Yeah, I would like to stream us playing sometime, but I think that it's I don't know what the rate. And I know you're allowed to swear on Twitch, but there's only certain things you can say, and
we'd be arrested. We live in Britain.
Come out with, yeah. Right, so what have we got coming out from the defensive side? So we've got Dive Tank coming out from Seadog, who's Winston. Previously, when I've seen him, his Winston has been the better of his two main tanks. Two main tanks being, of course, Ryan and Winston. Swoon has made really good showings in the past of his Hanzo, so hopefully he can reclaim some of that magic. And just recently, I'd probably say that his Junkrat's his best character. So they've also got the Brigitte. But we have a Hanzo and a Pharah coming out. The Bullet moving across the DPS now. Who's very accomplished at it, and as you saw from those rockets that were getting poured in and a lot of damage, straight away he's at 30% ult charge, and we're 25 seconds in, and there we go, there goes just recently, he's down now. In the meantime, Rusty has come around the back with the rest of the team, and they've straight away taken out Seadog, and Rusty charges in, takes down Cat. As it moves into the building here, his Bullet stands there just blatantly firing rockets in. George takes down Random Shadow. And that's the end of that first point. Oh, it's okay. It was Baby Diva at least. So, feeling unlucky doing the smart thing by staying in some cover here and staying out of the way, while the Hanzo from George pops around the side there to try and pick off Random Shadow. Now, I was going to say they're going to struggle here because those two tanks that they had aren't going to be able to get up onto the high ground here. But they've just decided, screw the ult charge, we want to get aggressive and in people's face. So they've just instantly switched across to the dive. Swoon takes down Bullet, which is huge because that's the main source of their damage. And Millpool gets demeched straight away. So they need to get up and help Seadog here because they keep letting him go in too far first, which has been a cause of a lot of their problems. And George does demech Fish in the ensuing chaos as the rally comes out from Random Shadow. Fish is able to build up 50% already to his mech. 70, 80, 90, and he's got his mech back. That's really, really good of them. And he's managed to escape from that dive there as the Bullet switched across to the Genji. Instantly takes down just recently on the high ground there. And they're just completely ignoring the point and just clearing that high ground off and just deciding we don't need the point, we'll move the point forward when you're dead. Swoon has other things to say though as he takes down Bullet and not a Hanzo, pops that Valkyrie, gets Dio back up and running, and they're pushing up and pushing on. As Seadog in the back is going primal and pushing the team around, but he wants to get out because he's quite low on health. And there we go. That was really, really good work from the defense there to just flex around, back off as the dragons come out. So they managed to catch anyone? No, they haven't. And the rest of the team's just backing off as Seadog tries to escort Bullet away from that high ground. And Rusty takes down Random Shadow. That's going to be a big problem as the big bomb. Nice big bomb. Both supports down and the secondary tank. Lovely from Fish. You beauty. That has just saved that defense because that was just on the cusp of all going to hell. Millpool just decides to stand in the open there to let herself get killed straight away. Doesn't want to fanny around. Wants her mech back. And wants it now. But in the meantime, Not Hanzo switched off of that Mercy now and gone across to the Moira. But other than that, they've got almost every ult up and running on the offense with just a defensive Dragons and Visor coming out. There's Bullet and Rusty here trying to pressure out just recently. Both tanks going up there, but Sea-Dog abandons Fish. Oh, nice work from just recently, countering that Blade that came out with his tac visor. Unfortunately, he was then pushed around and killed off, as both teams are down at DPS, but unfortunately, they're also out of main tank, as Dragons come out and self-destruct. Self-destruct does get Cat, and in the meantime, Rusty's taken down Swoon and demech Fish. And this is really, really good from the attack. They're just isolating people and picking them off one by one. And most of the time here, they're winning these one-on-one fights and taking down their opposite number. That was a bit ill-advised there from Fish to try and go through the entire team to get back to theirs. I'd have probably said try and sneak over the top, but never mind. And now the problem is that they're going to get pressured into this doorway here and not be allowed to leave their spawn. No one's on the point though. I don't know if they've realised that or they're just trying to drag it out for a bit of BM. It just recently goes down and this coalescence is cutting across half the team. Bullet in the meantime takes down Sea-Dog, who went out alone to try and stop the point. And Blade comes out, but big bomb. Oh, gets Dio, but not a lot else. Meantime though, Bullet wasn't able to achieve a lot other than to take that one kill, but it was a really important kill. And Barrier comes out from Cat, just some self-benefit from that. No, Sea-Dog did get some before he's managed to take out there. Bullet with a just dash through, turn around and dash through again as George starts spraying that monkey in the face with those arrows. That puts him to bed pretty quick. Now they're just trying to catch the people that have been caught on the spawn here away. This is going to cause a lot of issues because they haven't managed to escape all this, and this is just delaying them being able to put a full-on push. Luckily for Feline Lucky here, Cannon Fodder are just leaving the point. They have sent 2 back for it now, but in the meantime they are just annihilating anyone who's coming out of spawn. Millpool's just hanging around here waiting for her jump jets to come back online. There she goes, and she's away. And now we've just got tanks waiting in ambush, while the DPS and Moira sit on the point here, pushing it up. Just left Moira to it. I don't need healing, I'm just going to kill everyone before they can damage me. Fish is very, very low here as the Dragons come out, cut through the team and separate them. Sea-Dog jumps forward to escape that, and he's taken a lot of damage. No, he hasn't. He's taken next to no damage. He managed to get away. But Swoon, in the meantime, does get taken down. So does Fish get demech'd. And we've got an Angry Monkey flailing about. That's the 3rd blade for Bullet this round. That's 2. That's really good work. 3. There we go. Lovely Bullet. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. A well-executed blade. As Sea-Dog is in the back here. He didn't manage to get on the point. No! Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, he was too busy trying to cause problems with the backline and try and stop the supports. So that's a really good push. A minute 30 left on the clock at the end. So, Cookie.
I said it before in the last round.
What were we thinking of the DPS of Cannon Fodder? So that was Bullet and George.
The red team.
Yes, the red team.
Clear.
Genji
Okay.
and Hanzo. And the Pharah at the start.
Don't really think much.
Okay. Thanks for your insight. That was really interesting. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So, defensively, what it looks like we're going to be getting here is a Rein Zarya combo with a Pharah McCree and Lucio Moira. If you were playing and this was your team composition, would you be happy?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. There's no one else that I'm talking to.
I thought it might have been a rhetorical question.
No, that was a genuine question.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it. It's not what I would pick.
George has switched across to the Tracer rather than the Pharah though, so this will be. They don't really have a lot to combo with that Graviton other than a Pulse Bomb. and the Rhine swinging. But the way Rusty plays Rhine, that's going to be plenty enough damage. In the meantime, Swoon has come out on the Sombra and just recently on the Tracer. So, Sea Dog straight away pushes Millpool off that high ground, and Fish dives a little bit too deep and gets himself demexed there. Probably should have stuck to the high ground with Sea Dog, and that's left Random Shadow and just recently to get taken out by Bullet and George respectively. And that's the end of that push. Fortunately, they have decided to just back off away. His Fish is just peppering away, trying to get his mech back. And George is contemplating making a little dive in to try and disrupt that. But he's discorded now from the Random Shadow Zen, and he wants to be careful. So, Millpool doing well to build up charge. From that first fight, rocking at 50%, but Rusty already has his Earth Shatter. Sea Dogs probably wants to consider switching across to the Rhine, otherwise that right there will happen. There'll be nothing to stop a Earth Shatter, and his team will just get wiped straight away. So that's really clean and clinical, you know. 2 ults, both of them fairly fast coming, and they've won that fight before a single ult was managed to be built. I say that as Cat gets her coalescence. I say her, I don't know if Cat is a lady type or a male type. Swoon's just scouting out the back there, and he's probably going to hack that pack at the bottom. And this is a fairly solid defense they're running here. They're doing good because Bullet's staying on that left-hand side that I'm pointing at that you can't see. As Swoon and Sea Dog dive onto Millpool, try and take him out. He's going primal, separating them from their healers. Oh, George in the meantime. Holy crap. Pulse bombs Cat and takes down 2 others. That's the end of this push. And Bullet there stopping Fish getting away. He's not going to manage to stop him, I don't think. Yeah, no, that's him demexed, and they're just going to leave him to it. Oh, Swoon punishing Bullet there, though. Yeah, I love to see it, Swoon. Good work. So, what's Swoon on for? Sombra. He's moved across that Hanzo. So that's more instantaneous burst damage. Bullet has decided to make the swap up as well, as Fish gets killed just now. So he's really, really delaying that push. Just a tip to anyone playing D.Va out there. When you get demexed at the tail end of a fight, don't try and run away. Just get yourself killed as fast as possible. Oh, Bullet. Headshot and Swoon straight off the bat. He's rocking out 100% crit hit accuracy right now. And that's him just firing a sonic arrow out. You know, Swoon's back and joining them. Is he going to get another pick off here? Yep. Oh, that's right. Let's spec him and watch him do this again. Oh, he's backing off and let them have it because David's threatened the point here. As just recently threatened the point and pulled the team back. That's smart play from him, letting them, giving his team a bit of breathing room. And in the meantime, Millpool's lost all of her charge as the Shatter comes down. And Random Shadow gets Pulse Bomb while they're on the deck. Swoon decided he'd had enough of trying to dual Bullet as a Hanzo, as Rusty goes nuts and absolutely obliterates the team. Swoon did take down Millpool, which is good and needed. You know, when you're attacking, you need to kill people. But unfortunately, with 7 seconds left, I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch it. Just recently does touch. He's going to have to recall here. He does. He's back on. Now he's got the whole team against him. He misses that Pulse Bomb, doesn't get anything. But he has bought enough time for his team to get in here. As Random Shadow takes down George and then pops his trance. And unfortunately got pushed away by Rusty there, which is really impressive. But then, in the meantime, people have been able to do some damage. With that Dragon coming through and with Rusty swinging, that's going to be the end of that. And that is a brutal full hold there. Oh, so Aaron, this Cookie even. This was your first time getting to watch the Bullet in action. What do you think?
I thought, yeah, Bullet Hanzo. Thought he was really good. He's really, really good. I really loved the 2 picks he got on the other Hanzo player. Yeah. I think on that team, even more impressive was Rusty. Yeah, he played a really, really good game. Was far less, I won't say far less, but a little bit less aggressive this game. And you can see that the team were really, really working around him. So yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, it was. Feeling
That
like they did a
round.
decent job of their defense, but unfortunately, once they got their back broken in that second point, they just didn't seem to be able to get any substantial sustain for the third point, and
They never really got through the arches. Never really got a foothold beyond that. It just seemed to be a bit peripheral in their play.
yeah, on the attack, I really think Sea Dog should have switched it up to Orion, and they should have maybe had Fish transfer over to the Zarya, because I know that Tracer and McCree aren't going to be giving you the most charge, but as the Zarya, you are going to be able to save people's asses with those bubbles. You're going to allow your Reinhardt to get swinging, and when he drops that shield, everyone's going to focus him as soon as a Reinhardt starts swinging. And they needed that to create the space to allow Swoon and Just recently to do some work. Swoon did get a little bit dominated there towards the end, which you hate to see it, but you love to see it at the same time. You know, it came out as Hanzo, got shot in the face twice, and then went screw this and went across to that Pharah.
I wish we had a webcam into his room at that point.
Yeah, there's actually a player in the AWP who has a spare keyboard that he keeps next to him on his desk, so he can smash that up rather than smashing up his own.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you know, that's shout out to Zulu. So good lad. Right, what do you want to see from Feline Lucky to improve things for this next map?
I don't know. Again, they're just being dominated in every area. There needs to be a comprehensive change in strategy. They need to be willing to flex more and more rapidly, and they need to know how to as well. And I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, they're not doing a very good job of switching
Overwatch.
things up. Yeah, no, they're not winning right now, but you know, you got to try. You got to be nice to them. They're doing their best.
Well, everybody likes an underdog, and I am supporting them now.
Yeah, Millpool, I've been really impressed with her play so far on Cannon Fodder. She was the Zarya and the D.Va. The thing that a perfect example of the difference between the way that Cannon Fodder and Feline Lucky were playing there was Feline Lucky just kept bashing in that Winston D.Va combo into that first point to no avail whatsoever. Whereas Cannon Fodder, the second that they took that first point, they didn't even hesitate. They switched off of the Ryan Zarya, sacrificed 50+% ult charge to move across to the Winston D.Va because they knew that that Ryan Zarya wasn't going to work and they needed to contest that high ground. And that's a big... I know that it took them a little bit to get going on that second point, but it showed the right mentality of something
they knew it was a winning strategy.
No end on ladder is when people go, oh well, I've always got this ult, I'll stick on this character. It's like, no, if your character isn't, if you're not able to do anything without your ultimate abilities, switch. Just switch straight away.
It sounds like I'm playing a game of Overwatch for you.
Right, so... Yeah, no, so I'd say Millpool. I was really impressed with her play in that last round. Did a great job as the Zarya staying alive. I think she only died once. And did a good job of staying alive and did a good job of supporting Rusty. A lot of the great work that Rusty has been doing has been Millpool enabling that by staying at their shoulder. You know, tanks work best when they work together, which sounds stupid and obvious, but if you watch someone play where the D.Va goes nowhere near the Winston or the Zarya is nowhere near the Ryan, you're seeing a team getting dominated. When you see them side by side on the front lines, that's when teams get done the most damage because they complement each other so well. There's a reason why these tank duos have become a thing of, yeah, D.Va Winston, Ryan Zarya, or D.Va anything really, because they complement each other and they help support each other to stay alive that bit longer. And that's what we're seeing more here, is that when Rusty goes in, Millpool's with them. When Sea Dog's going in, Fish is there just a bit too late, almost every time. Or sometimes Fish has been getting involved, Sea Dog's been coming in, and then he's been backing out and legging it before Fish can get away. So, yeah, we've got a switch come out here. I don't know if this is permanent or if this is just for a split second. But, yeah, Millpool is out, Son of Caesar is in. And we'll have to wait and see what he's able to do. Let's see. So, on to, while we're waiting here, let's talk about the Overwatch League. I'm sure that your phone exploded and you're excited to see that Paris have announced their roster.
Paris have a team?
Yeah, they're one of the new expansion teams. Paris, Atlanta, DC, and a couple of Chinese teams. Oh, and there's going to be a Korean team as well, I think. Another Korean team, I think. But, yeah, Paris announced their roster today.
What's the full name?
I can't honestly remember. What are they? What is that?
You think a caster would know that?
Well, yeah. Someone who's trying to be professional would. But,
Yeah.
just a...
You know about Feeling Lucky and Cannon Fodder, but not Paris.
That's the problem. Well, Paris haven't actually announced what their team name is yet. They're just called Paris OWL.
I like the idea of the Paris baguettes.
It would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Indeed. What about Atlanta? What would you name Atlanta?
Well, I think they have come out with a name, and it is...
The Atlanta school shootings?
Yeah, no, the Atlanta Reign. Because they're going to reign supreme. Yeah, no, I'm questioning it as well. It's a bit pish.
The Atlanta Reign.
Yeah. But the Paris team is interesting because they're the first EU team that has a full EU roster.
Well, Atlanta?
Sorry, Paris.
Paris. Okay.
Yeah, they've managed.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
It'll be good to see them at the bottom of the league at all times.
No, they've picked up some serious talent. They've got 4 French people and 4 people from the French Overwatch team. You know, Soon, Nico, Hip, and Ben Best. They're also bringing in the second Brit to be part of the Overwatch League.
Is that you?
No, unfortunately not. It's Cruz, who at one time was considered one of the best Genjis in the world, and then he was not. So he's now switched. He started off as a support, then he went to Genji, and now he's moved back to support. So he's a Lucio and Mercy main. But it's good to see representation from the old UK. Now, let's see. We are in Hanamura here. And what are we going to be getting coming out from the defense? It looks like we're going to be getting a Mei and Hanzo combination, which is interesting. And Random Shadow bringing out the Ana. So that'll be... I love Ana. She's my favourite support to watch because she can be completely game-changing with every single part of her kit. And Cat coming out with the Zen, which we haven't seen from them yet. Of course, we've got the Ryan Zarya, which I didn't mention because we can see it clearly at the top there. And I wouldn't necessarily believe that Bullet's going to be coming out on a Sombra. Not Sombra. What's her name? Symmetra. But I really like this defensive combo. You know, Mei can block off this main gate here and just completely stop someone going through it, allowing your tanks to just rip that person to shreds. Generally, you want to try and trap the enemy Rein. And, you know, you've got the Anna in the back that's going to be able to provide a load of healing while remaining relatively safe. But what are we getting? We've got full dive coming out. Dio coming out on his Genji. His bullets traded places with him, playing support now. Swoon straight away takes down George. That's a great way to start this off for Feline Lucky. As Rusty's doing a bit of techers here. And he's managed to jump up onto the roof and keep himself in that position. And what that's doing is allowing his jump charge, he's giving me a little wave there, his jump charge to rebuild. So as soon as he lands, which he will get the splash damage for, he'll have another jump ready to go. There we go, George has darted across, managed to get across safely. Let's see if they're going to collapse on them yet. They're just waiting for their perfect moment. I imagine that George is trying to scare off the two supports here who are sticking right by each other's shoulders. And straight away, Rusty jumps into the back line onto the supports there. Bullet takes down Cat as they all swung around and everyone's rotated to try and get on them. But that is a fantastic, whoa, picture perfect dive to show you exactly how it should be done. Just instantaneous aggression, all of them collapsing on those targets. And in the ensuing chaos, just pick people off one by one. That's about as clean as it gets, really, isn't it?
Goosebumps.
You'll love to see it. But, oh, not a Hanzo. Oh, no, that's not something you like to see. But just recently decided to have a look, see where the team was at, and has got himself killed straight away. And in the intervening time, George is now getting in the back and he's trying to put out some damage. Rusty goes down to Swoon as George continues poking into the back of things, but Sea Dog, a lovely fire strike there. And Swoon DMX, son of Caesar, while son Sea Dog takes him out, which is what I was going to say. But what's been building up ult charge wise? You know, Dio's nowhere, almost at his blade there. George's nowhere near a pulse bomb. He must have tried to throw one out unsuccessfully there. So you're looking at just the 2 ults for cannon fodder, whereas most of Feline Luckies are almost online. So this is gonna be, they should be able to hold this for a while, unless they manage to get themselves wiped out really fast. They're just pausing here, getting ready, and I imagine they're going to go straight to the point. No, that's not what I was expecting. They're trying to go on just recently, who is the only person there from his team. The rest of them are all over the place. As that Blizzard comes out, and that's good work. He's taking down Bullet there as Swoon brings out the Dragons and takes down 2. And that might have been a bit of an overcommitment there, but no, because they're going down in rapid numbers. They're having to. Oh my god, how the hell have Cannon Fodder managed to stay alive this long? Boom!
Nice!
Beautiful pulse bomb. And this one is just going to be... It's going to be interesting to see if they can actually stop this with the stalling. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Sea Dog comes out as the... what the hell's his name? Hammond. As Dio's slashing away at him ineffectually. He did take down Swoon, but the rest of the team has managed to get in time. Oh no! Why didn't anyone get on and touch there? Oh, just recently should have got on there. Or fish. Oh, I think they thought there that the Transcendence was going to be able to get on just in time, but unfortunately not. That is amazing work from Cannon Fodder there to manage to win that fight. I know it went on for a long time, but with that massive ult deficit, they shouldn't have been able to win that. But they did. How the hell did that come about so quick? Cookie.
Oh. Probably because one team is better than the other, but again, I'm no expert.
Well, if you were going to try and analyse it and give your expert opinion, or your best attempt at an expert opinion, what would you say went wrong?
Again, I just think the blue team,
Kind
which
of feel unlucky.
is feeling lucky, yeah, are just not aggressive enough.
Okay.
They're constantly playing on the back foot
They
all
were
the
on
time.
Yeah, they were on the defence there, to be fair.
No, but even they weren't occupying the point quick enough. They literally, at one point, just watched them kind of ponder onto the point. It was obscene how long they left them. Need to be contesting quickly.
See, I know the rationale behind it, and it is because they were thinking, we'll wait to see when Winston jumps, when D.Va uses her boosters, because if the tanks drop down, then being a Rein Zarya, they wouldn't be able to get back up and trying to help their supports if they'd have jumped up. They had to wait a bit, but we are definitely seeing some aggression here as they have rushed onto the point, and they're all low health here, so they're going to have to play a bit cautiously, but Swoon takes down Rusty. That is huge, but George takes down Swoon, Dio down Cat, so they're down without a DPS and a healer here. Seadog just pushes people away from the point there, and no one's going down here as Random Shadow is doing really good work staying alive. Fortunately, Dio takes him down in the meantime, and George is just raining in shots on them. And Seadog smartly just throws himself over the edge there, and just recently goes down. So, almost really good. Unfortunately, it didn't come out to fruition the way they wanted it to. But Swoon's, let's give a little spec on Swoon here, see if he's going to be able to get anything. Because he wants to be careful. He doesn't know that George is up in the top left, on top of that building. He has just seen him and he's ducked out of the way. But nothing so far. As Dio reins in the, I was going to say BBs there. No, they're not. They're bombs. And not a lot happening as George, let's see what he's viewing. No, that's not a Hanzo. Just recently goes down. Just recently takes down Rusty though. Unfortunately, not a Hanzo takes him down in the meantime. Dio's tires coming out. Are they going to be able to do anything to stop it here? Oh, Seadog charges it. The nuts on this lad. Oh, what a unit. Fish goes off though, unfortunately. I don't know how it managed. Maybe bullet boots him or Dio blasted him with a mine. And he managed to stay airborne for long enough. Yeah, despite that being really good at being aggressive and getting up there, just recently is probably not the best of ideas to go charging in there. Random Shadow has booped off Son of Caesar, not allowing him to maintain that big charge he had. Is he going to be able to get out alive here? He's on heal at the minute, he's not on speed. Oops. Got caught on that wall. So no was the answer, he was not. So, really frustrating because you're seeing them getting really close, within one pick of taking, of really taking this. But unfortunately, it's not going their way. Oh, a little duel here between Swoon and George. George thinks better of it and gets the hell out. Bullet gets the nano boost there, and yeah, the Earth Shatter comes down and they wipe them out. In the meantime, Random Shadow gets taken down and Dio comes out with the Earth Shatter. Oh, that bubble wore off just too soon. And Dio and George showing their chops and completely annihilating the remaining players. Fish has done well to manage to get out of there with their life intact and with their charge intact. And they're getting aggressive now, the defense, as Seadog kills George. What? Nice. So now it's the time where they want to push. They've got all their team together. George is going to be trying to come back on the Mei, but they need to push, and they need to push now before that Mei gets back from spawn. In fact, there's two of them in spawn. There's the Nano Graviton, the Shatter, and the Sound Barrier come out. No one's gone down yet. Swoon does take out Dio as Rusty is in the back line. The tanks have abandoned the remaining supports in the back there. And their thing, they nano boosted Mei, which is interesting as Seadog charges through and takes them out. I think this might be a last minute success unless Son of Caesar and Bullet can do something seriously impressive. Son of Caesar staying alive well. Dio's got his tire coming out, he's sending it from spawn I think. No, it's not that far away, does manage to take out Fish. They still haven't given up a tick here, so this is more than winnable. Dio managed to escape there, but he gets chased down by Just Recently, who gets trapped, I think, and almost killed by the mines. They are starting to make progress here. As Rusty comes back, straightaway takes out Random Shadow. There's just 2 supports on the point here as Seadog has slept. Rally comes out and it's booped off the edge by Bullet. Shatter comes out from Seadog, takes down Rusty, and then he takes down Not a Hanzo. He's charged through Rusty, doesn't manage to take down Swoon, but does manage to finish him off that strike. Hammer Down comes through as George has come back, and he's trying to 2v1, and unfortunately Fish gets off the point. Oof! So close to taking that. Oh, they are going to be tilting off the face of the planet. You know, it's the play of the game master themselves here, Bullet. Yep, that's cheeky right at the end there. And just body blocking and not allowing him to get to his team to help. Not the most impressive play of the game I've ever seen. But that's a good sign to see Cat having gold healing on the server. You know, one of my big criticisms of Feline Lucky there was that in the first couple of games was that the main tanks were going. The main tank was going down too quick, Seadog, and they weren't getting enough healing through. So good work on Cat making that improvement and managing to do a lot more, because Seadog was up for a lot longer in that game. He definitely wasn't the first pick every time. So, what did you think of Son of Caesar's performance there? He was the Diva, the right Zarya for Cannon Fodder, the red team. Did you notice anything about him that you were enjoying or not enjoying?
I did not notice that they had a Zarya.
Okay, that's
pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah, see, it's the opposite. Zarya is the opposite of Diva. Diva, when
I did notice George. I thought George played an interesting game with Widowmaker.
Yeah,
got some key picks. I think in some fights he definitely was the difference when you were talking about trying to get that last pick. I think really the reason that didn't happen was George. Just being ahead of the game.
Yeah, the Feline Lucky weren't able to really do anything about him. They just seemed to ignore him for a lot of the time and hope he went away.
That's probably why I noticed him, because he wasn't getting bothered. So, yeah, and I can see what he was doing, whereas a lot of the time I'm not quite sure what's happening. Like, didn't spot Zarya. I don't remember Zarya. So I wish I could give you some expert analysis on that, but I'd be talking out my bum.
Well, it's nice of you to openly admit that. Personally, I think I give expert analysis.
Use your words.
Analysis was what I was going to say. And was able to transmit all the information that you needed to you as soon and as readily as possible. But, yeah, not Feline Lucky's night. I imagine they're feeling unhappy.
I think disappointed is a better word for it. I certainly wouldn't be going home and telling my family about this.
I think they'd be finding it weird if you did start talking to them about Overwatch.
They'd be disappointed that I'm merely a low platinum. They expect better from me, and certainly Feline Lucky's parents will be expecting better. They should be disappointed in the play.
Oh yeah, very low platinum. I'm just checking out your rank on screen right now.
Yeah.
You are just in the plat. Yeah, you are borderline.
I am exactly on the line, 2,500.
Yeah.
This is what happens when women enter your life. That's the only bit of advice I can give to our listeners tonight, is that just ignore them. Overwatch is more important.
Yeah, you know. As the old proverb goes even, Bitches wreck your SR.
Bitches do wreck your SR, but you seem to have overcome it just by ignoring her. So good job to you. It's something I aspire to do one day.
Well, you know, you're not alone in aspiring to be more like me.
I don't know how I didn't see that one coming.
But, you know, the same can be said for female players. You know, you see female players really getting it, losing their SR when a dude comes into their life.
Yeah, again, ignore them.
Yeah,
Ignore any gender you're attracted to. Just ignore them.
yeah, I think the moral of the story is relationships, they're just no good for Overwatch.
I hope you said that quietly.
Maybe not as quietly as I should have.
I look forward to the fallout from that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting a cup of tea anytime soon. Right, so what's going on here? So we have Rialto, everyone's favourite new map, because everyone hates Busan. Or at least I hate Busan, and so I assume everyone else does, because why wouldn't you have the same opinion of me? But what have we got coming out here from the defence? We have got the Rein Zarya, we've got Random Shadow coming out on the Mercy. This is a pretty smart pick on this really long spawn time for the defence here. It's quite a distance to walk. And being able to damage boost Swoon on that Hanzo and enable him to pop people off a bit faster. Just allow him to go for the body shots rather than the headshots to secure those kills. Is going to make a difference, I think. And they've got just recently on the Soldier. I imagine this is because they're kind of expecting a Pharah to come out. I'm a bit surprised not to see one from the defensive side, because defensively Pharah here is really strong. You've got this building here that blocks off the sight line of the bridge that they can just hover over and just, you know, poke out, bloop, do a little boop and push people off the edge. But we have the classic Lunatic High Dive coming out from Cannon Fodder. So they've got the Ana on fields rather than a Zen, and they've got Dio going out, scout in the air already. So not Dio, it's George is on the Genji. They've switched roles for the moment. And, you know, George is just poking away, but he's very, very low. He wants to get the hell out of there. He was probably on 1 health there. Swoon must have done some damage to him by the looks of things. And that's the Tracer Dio there without any recall. So, Rusty is getting around the back. I think they're just getting themselves in position, getting themselves lined up of, right, Swoon's here, Cat's here, Son of Caesar's there, Rusty's just surveying things. And dive on, and he does. He's on Swoon, takes him down straight away, instantaneous, as Seadog charges back to try and help, but it's too late for their Hanzo. Swoon's managed to cap it up, and Not Hanzo is doing great work healing because there's no one paying any attention to him. Now, just recently starts poking out at him. Dio takes down Random Shadow in the meantime, and Cat does to finally put down Not a Hanzo. But unfortunately, everyone's quite low on health, and most of the rest of the team is up. So, Swoon takes down Rusty in the meantime, though, as he's trying to push up and pressure him. But the rest of the team just pushes straight through, and they are holding them to spawn, as they've got off a payload. Yeah, come on, boys, someone needs to stay on it. And are they going to contest? No, it'd be really stupid if they did. They have decided against it. Really, really smart idea, that, because they weren't going to make it, and then they just got themselves killed. So now they've got to be really careful, because the respawn point is right back, miles away. So if you die now as a defender, you are in a lot of trouble. Cat gets anti, does manage to get back up, but just recently goes down. Cat then goes down after they manage to get away for a little bit. Shatter comes out, and there is 3 down with it. Is he going to be able to do anything? Swoon and Fish putting up the work. Good work there. But Seadog does go down after charging through, and Rusty, Not a Hanzo, and Bullet are doing really, really solid work staying alive. Swoon does take out Dio there, and Fish isn't able to get away, as just recently he's poking over the top trying to put damage on. Bullet is going to be chasing him down. Boops him off that high ground, as Rusty went way too deep right there. I suppose Xana was fairly close by, so he should have been able to rely on that. But unfortunately, he's now dead. And that's going to mean that the rest of the team is just going to back off and wait. That's another thing that Cannon Fodder have been really good at this game, is if the fight is lost and they've lost their main tank, they just get out of there. They don't fanny around trying to like force it and try and do what they can. They just get out. No questions. Now, Not a Hanzo is staying well back from the fight. But that dragon was misfired there. That was nowhere near the Graviton as George comes cutting through. Takes down 2 and managed to put a lot of damage down on the others as Random Shadow is doing really good to manage to stay out of the way. But unfortunately that's too little too late. And just recently got booped. And that's the end of this point, because they're probably not going to be able to get here. Ooh, nice swoon, taking down George straight away. And that self-destruct does get Sea Dog, so good work from that. Swoon's got to be careful, he's quite low health here. And, oh, we've got a request for a pause. There we go. So, what just happened there? Rusty's just been nano boosted by Not a Hanzo, because George is miles away from another blade. His headphones. Something's gone wrong with Sea Dog's headphones. Possibly why you couldn't hear that self-destruct above him, because, you know, Ryan does have a really big shield that enables him to stop exploding Korean mechs from killing him. Oh, that's really annoying, that noise, isn't it? Okay, Sea Dog is back up and running, and we are done. Let's go. So, oh, and really good work from Fish there to manage to keep that. And then Spoon takes down Rusty straight away. George does take down Cat, but with they can survive that if they manage to get off that res, which they did. Just recently takes down George in the meantime, and that is now a successful defense of hold. So they're going to be able to finally get a bit of stability here and get some time to gather themselves. They have a lot of ults online. The only thing they're missing is Coalescence, which is one of the fastest building ults in the game. And the only thing that Cannon Fodder have is a Pulse Bomb. A Pulse Bomb and a Dream. So let's see what comes out from that. Oh! Perfect! Oh, Sea Dog! You sexy, sexy man! That was amazing. Why the hell did just recently pop his tack visor there, though? That had to be
Must have been feeling lucky.
Well, it was his team just got that shatter. There was no need for it. That was huge. That was a 1-ult and stop the push. Perfect play from Ryan. They're going the same route again. They know there's no danger of getting shattered this time. And now comes the poke war, as both teams try to do what they can. Just recently in Swoon want to stay over by their tank because Grav comes out here. And are they going to do anything with it? Are they going to finish this off?
What was Sea Dog doing there? He should have been swinging.
I think he was probably worried about Rusty having his shatter, and so was just playing it a bit defensively. It's a really smart move because a counter shatter there could have stopped that and swung the fight back the other way. But little did he know that Rusty is 15% away from his ult still. But another 1-ult defense. Really nice. The only problem is that it's not giving the attackers any time to use their ults, which means that... Oh! Bloody hell! What the hell has happened to Feline Lucky here? That was perfect! Swoon with a flashbang over the top and then shatter straight away. High Noon coming out to finish off Son of Caesar as he's running away. And that was magnificent. I loved that. Only criticism is that they didn't need to use that Deadeye. They're chucking out these DPS ults at the end, for no real benefit. I know Deadeye can often feel like it's not achieving a lot, but still. Dio's round the back, pulse bomb in, doesn't get anything. Good work from Swoon, dodging out the way of that. And heads up play, they are playing very close together. Oh, and I've just realised in that last fight, Rusty tried to use his Earth Shatter and didn't get it off. So he's wasted his Earth Shatter as the charge goes through. Blade comes out and it is a Nano Blade. Is he going to be able to do anything with it? He does take... Yes, he is going to be able to do something with it with 4 kills coming out. And they're going to have to try here. Just recently he's running away. I don't know why. Just get yourself killed, lad. You want to come back with your team here. As is, you're going to have to try and rush out as Sea-Dog charges straight through. The grab does come out and it has everyone in it. Come on, do something with it. The shatter comes down. Oh, no. Attack Visor's coming out. Does take down Dio, but both of his supports have been lost in the meantime. And that's the end of that because no one's going to be able to get to touch the point. Oh. I wish I could rewind it back and just check to see if Sea-Dog had his shatter at any time before that. Because if he'd have shattered while everyone was in the grav, that would have been a 1 fight. Unfortunately, when they got out, they instantly killed the people that were on the ground from Rusty's counter shatter. And that was that. But they did hold them to only having 12 seconds left. So that's a much, much better defensive effort. What did you like about that, Cookie?
All the shatters, all the great ults. It was a little bit more two-sided this time. I'm really looking forward to what's happening in the next round.
Yeah, you're right. It was a lot more back and forth. And similar defense coming out, although Son of Caesar was sticking to the D.Va rather than the Zarya. And George and Dio are running a Junkrat and Hanzo respectively. And actually, yeah, it's been a switch up as well because Nota Hanzo's no longer on the Ana and Bullet has gone across the Ana. Now, for those of you who don't know, Bullet is the Widowmaker 1v1 champion of the AWP. So he is quite familiar with the scope. And he's going to be doing good there. That's going to make him, just recently, he's going to be under pressure on that Pharah that he's coming out with. And Swoon straight away taking a lot of damage. Let's see if this Pharmacy is able to do work. Oh, he does go very low quite quickly there. Where is he? There he is. He does stay alive though with that Mercy he's got, but the Mercy is low, so he's having to stay close to the ground so that Cat can try and put some healing on them. But Cat kills himself somehow. I don't know how that occurred. That's a bit foolish. Did you see what happened to Cat there?
I did not.
Well, wisely, they're feeling unlucky are backing off, other than Fish, who's just standing there a little bit longer for some energy. And they are, you know, waiting for their main healer to come back, understanding that the Mercy is going to be concentrating on just recently on that Pharah. Bullet takes a couple of rockets there, but Dio takes down Fish. And there goes the Ryan as well. I was about to say that without the Zarya, the Ryan would probably quickly follow. And that it did. Although they aren't backing out fully, because Swoon took down the Bullet in the back line. And George is playing up close and personal there with that Hanzo. As the Coalescence comes out and does take down and manage to chase down the Pharmacy. Just recently has managed to slink away with the tail between his legs, but Random Shadow wasn't so lucky. In the meantime, Sea-Dog has come back and he's trying to 1v1 them. Bullet takes down just recently there, and the Shatter comes through, and that's going to be that for that push. It's good. They needed to reset after that. They were way too scattered to try and carry on that. And they haven't been throwing away their ults. They've been keeping a hold of them, jealously hoarding them like misers. And, you know, the defense has been very economical with theirs, though. So, they have most of their ults. And here comes out Riptile. Let's see if he's able to get something. Oh, good work, Swoon, taking that down. Now let's see the counter push as they come back through. Dragons come through, does break up the team, and Seadog's taking a lot of damage there. He's charging back through, he's got the bubble, does take down Rusty. Lovely. Awesome work from that Ryan. Shatter comes through and gets killed straight away.
That's 2 ultimates wasted.
Yeah, Barrage comes out on the ground, point blank where everyone's looking, and George just puts an arrow or 3 straight through that body of the Pharah. So, not the best work there, but Swoon does take down Son of Caesar, who was out as his mech. And he's going to be able to actually push up here. The grab comes in, charge comes through. Doesn't achieve a lot, but the Dragons do. The Dragons do great work as George is getting pummeled into the ground by Seadog there. And Not Hanzo's just casually spraying his coalescence towards them. Going, Kamehame, yeah, I'm out. Kamehame, yeah, nah. So, they have managed to take the point there. They have not been full held. Awesome, I love to see it. Swoon takes down Bullet as they're retreating. And George returns the favour. But George wants to get the hell out of Dodge here because with just recently able to get... With Pharah able to move so much faster now, he can play a lot more aggressive. Although, why on earth he's staying so close to the ground with such a high skybox here, I have no idea. He wants to be up... Shatter comes through and gets both. That's 3 down. They concentrate on Seadog because once they've lost the Rhine, you've lost the fight. And the DPS and healers just back off out of that with their dead supports, with their dead tanks. Oh no, but not enough. When you've got a Hanzo on the opposing side that's hitting shots, just get the hell away. Don't try and poke, you're only going to get shot in the face. Ah, you hate to see it. Yeah, what I was about to say is, I don't know if people are aware, but what you can do when you're playing as Pharah is if you shoot a rocket into the ground and jump, it will launch her into the air much higher, similar to how Junkrat's concussive mines work. But you do take damage. But, ooh, good work everyone avoiding that. The benefit of that is... Oh god, he's just fallen into the water. How does someone with a jetpack fall into the water? And then Fish just had poked him when he was purple and got himself killed. Cat tried to poke around a corner and got themselves killed. Is Swoon going to do the same here? Delay this pushing further? No, they played it smart and got the hell out of Dodge. Yeah, what that does is launches you up into the air, and if you've got a Pocket Mercy, then you can do that all you want, because the damage doesn't matter. That'll launch you into the air much higher than your regular boosters will. It'll allow you to stay airborne for longer. Also, avoid the inside. I don't know what he's doing in there. Buildings are not a flying person's friend. So, Tyre comes out here from Dio. Is it going to be able to get anything? Dragons also come out. Fish does take Cat down. Nano boosted Reinhardt is in Fish's face. And he's doing what he can. Barrage comes out along with the Graviton. The Graviton doesn't
I like how the
anything,
Pharah just missed the gravity.
To be fair, he did kill the person that was about to be sucked into it, and then no one else got sucked into it until afterwards. Shatter comes out though, because the Rhine wasn't there to do anything. And now that's Fish down. They are only down 1 tank, so they could pull this back here and force this through. Rusty is really low, and Seadog has finished him off. Huge Shatter! Awesome work! Dragons come through, bit unnecessary because the fight was already won. George doing the smart thing and just running and throwing himself into the water. Dio did manage to delaying for a little bit before getting taken down by just recently. But amazing work. Seadog putting the team on his back there. And I think what we've been seeing in this round is Feline Lucky living or dying by whether or not they're able to keep Seadog up. As Rusty has been separated from his team and broken off, Dragons come out, splitting them away from the point. They've got to stay on it though, because overtime's in effect. Seadog managed to avoid that self-destruct at the last minute, and another barrage comes out. Just recently, he gets slept as the nano boost the Diva is putting shots into him. They have to stay on that point, so they want to stay close to it. Just recently, he's done good work of scaring off or killing the supports there. Son of Caesar gets out of mech, and Rusty is getting pushed away from the point. Take out Son of Caesar before he's going to get back into mech. He's going to be back into mech any second now, guys. Kill the baby diva. Kill the baby diva. Kill the baby diva. Now you've got a full-size diva. But Rusty is still up. Boom, there you go. He's finally down. Purple Sea Dog, though, gets taken out. And finally, once they've got a bigger target, they're able to take down that diva. Dio's rushed back. Stay on the point, stay on the point, stay on the point. And awesome work from that Grab Dragon combo. They have managed to get that through. Woo! Oh, Phelan Lucky made it hard work there, didn't they?
Yes.
I think the problem we're seeing here is the target selection and prioritization is just not happening. They're not focus firing. I imagine with how the games have been going, they're pissed off and angry. They're all feeling like they have to force things. And so they're all trying to do their individual. They've maybe stopped talking. They've maybe stopped going, right, kill the Rhine, kill the Rhine. Let's do it, let's do it. Shatter comes through. Takes down 3 people. Is it going to manage to finish them off? Good work from Sea Dog there, stopping Rusty's charge, but Swoon had just recently been taken down by Dio in the meantime. Notta Hanzo's in the back, takes down the Mercy as George takes down Sea Dog, who was running away, and Dio takes down Fish for the final kill. That's the end of that push. Now the problem here is they've got 35 seconds, and this is one of the longest walks from spawn that any attacking side has. So they have to stay up here, and they have to not get killed. Sounds obvious when you put it like that, but that's because it is. With 3 ults, they do have a fighting chance here. It's only 3 ults apiece. But Sea Dog being killed straight away there, that's going to be disastrous. The res comes through, but Self-Destruct comes out and takes down Cat. Just recently does take down Bullet, but he gets taken down himself. Swoon is on 1 health. Sea Dog is on 1 health. Shatter doesn't manage to get off. Just recently has respawned, but he's coming out of the doorway now, and he's not going to make it. Oof. And that is all she wrote for that round. Absolutely agree with this. This was play of the game. Boom! Saw the Rhine come jumping around. Oh, those are the sort of situations where Rhines get hard-ons. You love it. So, Swoon coming out with top damage in the server that time. That was definitely something you could see in the gameplay, because Swoon did seem to be doing a lot more work. What did you feel from this performance from Feline Lucky? Cookie? Cookie? Oh, apparently that sound I heard was him going somewhere. Who knows? Everyone's leaving thing. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try and grab Rusty for a quick post-match interview. See if he's up for it. Let's get him on call. Rusty. Start voice call.
Hello.
Good evening, Rusty.
Good evening. How are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Feel good about that one. It was nice.
Yeah, so I don't know where Cookie went. He pissed off somewhere at the end of that game, and I went to go talk to him and he wasn't there. So that left it entirely to me to vote for the MVP. But
well, I'm glad to have been voted unanimously in that case.
And no, to be fair, we had been saying earlier in the match that you'd been doing some serious work. You're doing great on Hanamura, and I really, really like the fact that you and Millpool just went, switch off that Rhine Zara, we need to contest the high ground, let's do this thing.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a prepared play on some of the maps that are really good for dive. You know, some maps need really good, high ground control. I think Hollywood Point 2 is definitely one of them. So yeah, we realised.
Yeah, you saw a lot of a lot of calculated dives there, where like on the Rialto point A, you spent a lot of time working your way around to the left hand side, getting yourself in position. I could see you poking your head out there, going, right, where is everyone? You know, you're like a meerkat poking your big gorilla face over the side, going, right, there's Swoon, there's the Hanzo.
Took quite a lot of headshots to my big gorilla face from their Hanzo. I'll give Swoon a lot of credit for that. That was some impressive reactions on him. I don't think I would be able to play DPS to that standard.
Yeah, Swoon had a lot of good moments in that last round.
Swoon had a lot of great moments. Yeah, definitely contender for the MVP. On Feline side, from my perspective anyway, although maybe that's just because he made a main tank's life a nightmare.
Well, that's how you know the DPS is doing their job, if the main tank's just really pissed off with him and going, can someone support me with this guy?
I think it was him on, I'm not sure whether it was him or David on McCree on their 3rd point defence, but yeah, constantly being flashbang over the shield, and I was gone by the time my shield came back.
Yeah, that was my play of the game. That was.
Oh yeah, it happened depressingly frequently as well, from my perspective at least.
Yeah, it's good to see signs of life like that from Feline Lucky, because you know you full held them on Hollywood and 3-0'd them on Lijiang, but after those two, they seemed to start to pick up a bit, and it seemed a lot more of a back and forth match, that Rialto.
Rialto definitely felt like a lot more of a back and forth, yeah. Again, we came into this knowing they had a dominant Pharah that they pulled out last time we played them again. Last time they played us as well, so we were kind of preparing for that. Not sure we dealt with it as well as we could have, but yeah, we managed to make it work. I'm just incredibly impressed at their resilience, to be honest. I'm not sure I could have gone 3-0, volunteered for a 4th map, and then performed so spectacularly, because that was really a very close match.
Yeah, you really like to see it, because you know Feline Lucky, they are the a never-ending new squad, and they always seem to be just a little bit of coordination away from being a really good team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, they really shine in certain moments, like their 2nd point attack. They were just rolling straight through us with like clearly pre-planned things like that, really well executed. I think they just got a little excited, maybe overcommitted ult a couple of times, and then didn't have anything left in the tank for the next fight, which is sort of how we won that last one, I think.
Yeah, they were very on their defense. It was really frustrating, because the play of the game that we saw at the end there, where Sea-Dog shat the entire team. David, or just recently, decided to pop his tack visor.
Ah, right, which is somewhat counterproductive when the entire team's having a lie down.
Yeah, there's no point. He did it like after Sea-Dog had killed half the team, and it was like, what are you doing? And then,
but that's the kind of thing that I think is what wins you games, isn't it? It's like they've clearly all got the mechanical skill. They've clearly all got the game sense to play really well, but little communication errors like that is something we've had to work on a lot as well. You probably will have noticed a few instances where we perhaps overcommitted on the ult front. It's really hard to break out of that mental attitude.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, especially as a tank, when you're playing on ladder and you're just like solo queuing or something, you're just sort of playing for yourself. You see an opportunity for a shatter, and you're like, oh, I am gonna shatter this, and you do, just as someone else grabs, or just as someone else pops something else, and it's like, oh, we didn't need to use all those. Oh no, if I'd have mentioned that I was going to shatter, they might not have done that.
Yeah, that's the other thing also. Easy to forget as Reinhardt that your shatter doesn't have a friendly call out. It's just a loud bang noise. There's no hammer down, there's no I'm going to hit them with my earth shatter. There's nothing. It's just bang, everyone's fallen over.
Yeah.
So sometimes you get a nice fat shatter off, and your team's just sort of dealing with the trace of flanking behind because you forgot to tell them that the enemy team's having a nap and you'd like some help.
Which is the most infuriating thing to see ever.
Oh yeah, particularly if you've died to execute the shatter, which is a specialty move of mine, I'd like to say.
Yeah, you did get unlucky with one of your shatters where you threw out your shatter just as Swoon threw a flashbang at you,
Oh yes,
and it was just like, oh no.
that's going to be ingrained in my memory for a little while, definitely.
So do you have any words of encouragement for Feline Unlucky, or things you'd like to say to them to try and work on and improve?
Oh God, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still sort of reeling a little bit from, shot calling, main tanking. It's very stressful, so I didn't have too much mental space to sort of analyze their game. But I mean, always delighted to have them as our opponents. I feel like they've gotten a lot better every time we've played them. We've seen like massive progress from them in terms of not just skill but coordination and team play. Like they really felt like they were playing as a team today, which was great to see. It's just unfortunate we seem to be learning at the same rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think they've got, like as you said, masses of promise. They've got some very promising players both in tank and DPS. It's a little harder to tell from the healing, but yeah, again, like with some more practice, some more team play, I'm really looking forward to playing them again.
Okay, and as you are the captain of your own squad...
I'm not anymore, actually.
Are you not?
No, Hardy, who wasn't present today, so I was acting captain.
Well,
but Hardy's taken over cannon fodder from me because I'm too busy doing moderator duties on Amateur Watch.
Fair enough. Well then, as the captain of the day... who would you say on your team you were most impressed by? Who was your personal MVP for cannon fodder?
Today, I'd have to give it to George. More or less entirely off the back of the pulse bomb on Point B Hanamura, which completely won us the entire fight.
It was huge.
It was colossal. I had never seen a pulse that's been that successful against a team that wasn't in a Graviton Surge. Just came out of nowhere with the mind-blowing plays that he does.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. Definitely George today.
Yeah, you do love to see a sort of a pulse bomb out and a tracer being played at a really good level. And that whole Hanamura B attack of yours, I was flabbergasted because what you didn't know was you were going into that fight with 2 ults and they had 4 with a 5th about to come online. And I was going, well, this is probably just going to be an eco push, or, it's the cannon fodder are going to have to do something pretty spectacular here to manage to do this. But it just went as horribly wrong as a defensive hold as could possibly go wrong for them.
Yeah, it's one of the things I think... if you're a little bit patient with your attacks, which we definitely have problems with reining in our appetite for kills and flashy plays. But yeah, if you take it slowly, take it steadily, stage it a little bit, force them onto point. We were determined to make them play around us rather than, trying to make a play ourselves. We were looking for opportunities. I think we just found an opportunity and made it work for us.
Yeah, something I noticed that you did on that attack is that you and I believe it was Millpool that was in with you at the same time, who also had a great game. You both saved your movement abilities for waiting for them to drop off that high ground, and it was only just recently, on the point on the May, and you were waiting for the Ryan and Zari to make a move, and I was saying, they're just, both of the tank lines are waiting for the other person to make a move. The Ryan Zarya on the top high ground were waiting for you guys to jump up so they could do something, and you were waiting for them to drop down so you could jump up to there to try and take out their support line. And it was just good that your DPS were able to take down and just cause disruption to force them to really take too long. They were overthinking things. You took that point and forced them to come to you. You made them make a decision, which really intelligent tank play.
Yeah, that's always the attacker's advantage, is that the defenders have to play around the point, and you can take advantage of that by forcing them to play where you want them to a degree. And so particularly there, like if they have Ryan Zarya, once they've seeded the high ground, they can't get back up there without quite a lot of effort, quite a lot of time. They don't have any movement abilities to get up there, so if you can force them onto point, you then sort of know what you're dealing with. And I think that's one of the things that dive tanks have to be able to do. Because if you take just a straight engagement against a Vine and Zarya with an Ana behind them, you're going to lose that 9 times out of 10. Unless you have a George on your team.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining me at the end here. I'll let you get back to, I imagine you've got a team chat afterwards.
Yeah, we'll have a little debrief. And yeah, pleasure as always. Thanks very much for casting. It's great to have it. Makes us feel like celebrities.
Not a problem, mate. You have a good one now, and I'll catch you all later.
You too. Take care.
So, there we go. That's the end of that. So, if you've enjoyed tonight's stream and you're interested in something similar, getting involved in something like this, then look into the AWP, the Amateur Watch Project. You can join a team, start playing with some friends, maybe make some new friends, and yeah, potentially get better at the game. You know, we're all trying to get good, chasing that juice. So, yeah, thank you. This has been Cookie. I was joined by, sorry, it hasn't been Cookie, it's been a Wonder Sauce. Cookie was joining me earlier, but he did leave towards the end there. And, yeah, thank you and good night.